morning, everybody. It's day 3 of our man trip. We ended up in, where were we last night? Florence, around Florence, Alabama. The trace was closed between Tishomingo and Florence, so we had to get off the trace, and we ended up just before we got back on the trace, we decided to lay our head down in Florence, and it was good. We ate at Mama Jean's last night. That was Jason Page's recommendation. He and Kathy Page used to live here. Matter of fact, they live right off the trace. I think in Cypress Inn, Tennessee, where they live. So that was a great recommendation. I had country fried steak and hominy and turnip greens and butter beans for supper. So Country Boy's doing well. On Braden over there, I think he had some nice chicken. Well, we're doing good. We got a good night's rest last night. You might notice we have some same clothes on. I can tell you this for sure. I changed my underwear every day, and I changed my socks every day. What about you, Braden? Just about. Okay. We'll take that just about. We might be wearing the same shirt for 2 days or same pair of pants for 2 days. Yeah. Our clothes and our bags smell like gas fumes from being in the trunk. I've been monkeying with the carburetor a little bit, trying to get it dialed in, and there are some moments where it's a little bit too rich. There's other moments where it's a little too lean, but I think today we've got it dialed in because, man, the Mustang is purring this morning. She is running good. As a matter of fact, the first day we used a half a quart of oil. Yesterday we ran about the same miles, probably harder, and only used a fourth of a quart. So I think our engine is breaking in, and it's breaking in well. Oil pressure is even rising a little bit. So as the crankshaft bearings and the camshaft bearings are beginning to wind in, we're getting better oil pressure. Okay, we got a little problem up ahead. Let me turn the camera around and see what's going on. Looks like maybe some trees are down across the trace. Slow it down, Brady. Slow it down. Yeah, slow it way down. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you don't want to make those fellas mad. It looks like we had a little storm here. I'm not talking pretty recent storm. I mean, this stuff is just come down. All right. Well, there's... Hey, Braden. Yeah. Hey, when we slowed down, I just heard something. Do you hear it, Braden? I think our heater is working. Is it working? Yeah. I think finally the heater fan has decided to come on. And it does feel a little warm in here compared to outside. It's kind of cold up here. Had a little frost on the Mustang this morning. But what a beautiful day it is. Wildlife up here. We've been having to watch for deer. I think we've seen about 6 deer literally run wide open across the road right in front of us. And it's been near misses several times. So we've got to really keep our eyes peeled. And Braden's got to keep his peepers on the road, especially up in the woods. Because when I mean they come out, they're coming out at high full speed. It'd be a shame to wreck a classic Mustang into a deer. But anyway, day 3 is going well. We're about 120 miles, maybe even less than that, from Nashville. So we're just taking our time, enjoying the beautiful scenery. The redbud trees are popping out up here. It's been kind of interesting watching. At the beginning of the trace, you had more dogwoods, you had more of your trees blooming out, but up here it's like it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. So the whole trace has kind of been a progression of spring, and it's been nice to kind of watch. All right. You want to know what I'm most impressed about on this trip? Is that Braden's playlist is 1980s music. And I don't know whether he's doing that to humor his father, but I do know that he's voicing the words to some of the songs, so I think it's more than just humoring his father. But I like his playlist. Did just goes to show that the 80s is the best decade of music ever, because this generation seems to like it a little bit too. I just grew up in a good time. You know what I'm saying? Don't you agree, Braden? Yep. All right.
Skull.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool to find the skull. There it is, piece about these.
Unless that's part of the skull.
It might be. I think you might be in the right direction.
Vertebrae.
More vertebrae or?
That's just some animal's poo-poo.
It might be. Regardless though, that bird probably was, that tree probably, it's no telling how far from there that tree fell. It might have been on the edge of that cliff when it came down, and that bird was in that hole. Bless his heart. Don't you know he's probably wondering what happened in the middle of the night? But bottom line is, he didn't make it far, did he? All right. All right, y'all, we're actually at our final destination. We're just a few miles from Nashville, and behind us is this beautiful bridge. This kind of sort of the finale of the trace that a lot of people take pictures of. I mean, rightly so, because it's absolutely beautiful. The car today has run flawlessly. I think we've dialed the carburetor in just right. Didn't feel a miss or hesitation at all today. So finally, at the end of our trip, well, I guess you would say the halfway point, we've still got to go home. We've got the car dialed in well. So our devotion for today is, and if you've wondered, I'm using a book that is Man of Purpose. This is a man trip, so we've been trying to find a little purpose in our man trip, and we're actually going through this book in a class at Northcrest on Wednesday nights at 6:30. So come join us, men. If you want to be a part of that, come join. But today's devotion is be the man who drives respectfully. And Braden went through some curvy roads back there, so this is for him. The lookout reported he has reached them, but he isn't coming back either. The driving is like that of Jehu, son of Nimshi. He drives like a maniac. That's 2 Kings 9:20. I guess that's maybe a chariot or something. Jehu, whose reign is outlined in 2 Kings 9:10, was one of the most intense kings of the Old Testament. A military commander who was elevated to kingship by the prophet Elisha's orders. Jehu was a man of bloodshed, but he was rewarded with a dynasty that lasted 4 generations. As a king, Jehu exacted brutal injustice on God's behalf by putting an end to the wicked leadership of Ahab and Jezebel. As a man, he was known for another trait. While other kings are known for their wisdom or benevolence, Jehu will forever be remembered as the king who drove like a maniac. When driving, you are a wild king of the road. Like Jehu, your progress marked by roadkill and the cries of bystanders. Are you known for your safety and courtesy? Believe it or not, how you drive is as important to God as everything else you do. Sometimes we forget this fact, allowing our frustrations to bring out our inner demons. We curse, we shout, we forget other drivers are made in the image of God, and we justify our actions and reactions and verbal atrocities with the consolation that no one can hear us from their own vehicles. But God hears and is a loving parent. God wants better for us. He wants us to drive respectfully even when other drivers get in our way. He wants us to pray and have blessings over them. Whenever you find yourself driving like Jehu, slow down and ask if that's really something you want to be known for. So Braden, all those curvy, windy roads, you went down crazy, you're like Jehu. All right, don't be like that. All right, folks, have a good